This is a 2024 Ford Transit, and I'm about to do an oil change on it. What you need a 50mm socket for the drain plug. So using a 50mm socket now to pull the drain plug, or if you have a 50mm wrench, you use a wrench. But as you know, you have to either jack the car up safely or use a ramp to secure the car so you can navigate under this car, under this vehicle. You need a drain pan to drain the oil. Sometimes the oil from this vehicle, it flows so hard, you need something big enough or wide enough to catch it so it doesn't spill all over the place. And also, if you have a drop cloth, it is important to put it under the oil drain pan, so you don't create a mess. Another important thing to have when you're doing oil change on this car and this vehicle is to remove the filter. The filter is in front, is towards the front of the engine, just behind the bumper. So what I use is filter pliers, because it was too tight for me to use my hand only. So I use the filter pliers to like turn it 1 or 2 times to free it up enough so that I could use my hand to just finish unscrewing it. So once I unscrew that a bit, I use my drill to drill a hole in the oil filter to remove some of the excess oil, because at least 1 quart of oil comes out of this filter area. And if you don't drill a hole and you try to remove the filter, it will cause a big mess. So if you have a like a flathead screwdriver or a Phillips and a hammer, you can use it to punch a hole, or even a punch, to punch a hole in the filter to get the oil running out, so you don't cause a mess. Alright, so we have our oil filter. Always remember to grease the gasket with some fresh oil, and you can pre-fill the oil filter if you wish with some oil, with some new oil. So I try to unscrew the filter and look at the amount of oil that is still coming out. So it's important to punch a hole in the filter, as I said before. Once you remove the filter, always inspect where the oil filter seats to ensure that there's no gasket there from the old filter. Because if there's a case where there's an old gasket and you put the new filter with the new gasket, it will leak. It will definitely leak, and that can lead to engine damage. So with your napkins or paper towel, you can use this. This comes in very handy. You can use this to clean the area that the oil spill when it is draining from the filter. And always remember to clean wherever the oil touches, because you know that oil collects dirt. Alright, so I've done more than 100 cars, oil changes, probably 1,000, and my hand alone cannot tighten this filter to prevent it from leak. So I have like a small filter pliers that I use to just give it a little like 45-degree or 90-degree turn, just to ensure that it is tight enough and doesn't fall off or leak. I've never returned to a car that I've done oil change on and it has a leak or the filter is stuck. So I just use my little filter pliers and just give it a little bit more assistance to ensure that it's tight. So as I said, just clean your ear. Clean the ear so it doesn't collect dust. This vehicle is a brand new vehicle. It's a 2024 Ford Transit. So I want to keep under there clean. Okay, so now you inspect your drain plug, ensure that it is okay, that no debris is on it, that the washer is on it. In this case, the washer has been reused because it is new. This vehicle has 9,000 miles on it, so it's a first oil change. So we're using that washer and that plastic, that rubber washer on the drain plug. You can use your hand and run it down, and then you can use a socket to tighten it, to snug it. Not too tight, but snug. Or you can use a torque wrench to torque it on. But as I said, I've done so many oil changes and know what it feels like when it's tight enough. So this is not a personal vehicle, so I always mark the drain plug, so next time, or if there's any issue with the oil, I can come back and check my mark to see that no one has tampered with the oil, or if the drain plug, I can know whether the drain plug was removed or if it like was tampered with. So now this vehicle, it takes 6 quarts of 5W30 oil. And if you don't know where to look to find the oil capacity for a vehicle, you can go on Google. In this case, I use my phone to type in 2024 Ford Transit oil capacity, and it said 6 quarts of 5W30, which I already knew, but I just want to ensure because I've done from the like 2015 versions all the way up to 2022, and they take the same amount. But the other ones that I've done, they use 5W20. So it's always good to check and double check to ensure that the information is correct when you're doing an oil change. As simple as an oil change is, this can be a liability. If you don't use the correct oil and the engine jams up, then you're in trouble. If you don't use the correct amount of oil, if you use too much oil and the vehicle starts to smoke, you're in trouble. If you use too little oil and the engine, there's an engine damage or low oil pressure, then you have to go back and add more oil. So it's best to do it. Take your time, be patient, and be observant when you're doing an oil change. So it's important to do things in sequence. So once you finish with pouring in your oil and remove the funnel, just reinstall the oil filter cap, the oil filler cap, so you don't forget to install it. And then start the vehicle, run it for some minutes. Then you go ahead and check your filter, that ensure it's not leaking. Check your drain plug, that it's there, that's tight, and just spend a minute just to verify that everything that you have done is done correctly, because you don't want the customer to drive away and then they call you back and tell you that oil is leaking or the oil pressure is low or you have an engine damage because of what you just did. So just spend the time, check and double check your work. Oil change is simple, but it can be a liability, as I said. Alright, so after you have done checking for leaks, you can take down the vehicle, remove the dipstick on a flat surface, remove the dipstick, clean it off, check your oil level, and then reset the car, reset the oil service light or the oil life reset in the dashboard, and then you're good to go. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.